What is up, guys? Luke here. Let me know if you can see my screen. Hear me okay? Everything should be all happening right now. Cool. Lynn, Caroline. Let's see who else is in here this morning. We have Stuart, James, Fabian, Dana, Robert, Angie, Patty, Darren, Claire, Bradley, many more. Noel, sorry. Lots of people in here today, and today we are going to try to make this more of a short and sweet webinar, as last week's webinar did go for about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and we were focusing on e-commerce. Then that little deal that we had with that course finishes up tonight, so if you want to be a part of that, today's the last day to do that, and also I'll be handing out the bonuses for that tomorrow when I get the whole list. Everyone who's asking how I am today, I am doing great. I just ended up going to get my little flu needle from the doctor, and I rushed back here, and I was 5 minutes late to get this webinar started today. But today I just want to focus purely on ICOs, because I think sometimes as well in this crypto world, when we try to fit in too much into one single time period, we get a bit confused, a bit distracted, and a bit all over the place of what we should really be doing next. Who agrees with that here? Who agrees where sometimes can be a bit of information overload? So what I'm going to try to do with these webinars is to focus on one specific topic, go through it, how long as it takes, and then we can just save that video, put it in the members area, so that topic is going to be just there as that topic for when you need to watch this information again, rather than combining ICOs with whatever other part of crypto with what's happening in the crypto news or how the media can affect things, and talking about that type of stuff. Speaking of that, there has been a little dip here in Bitcoin over the past couple of days. So it was up at 9,800, now it's at 9,300, so that's a little bit of a dip. Today it's going back up again. That could be due to anything really. It could be the media. I know there was that big investors conference in America where Warren Buffett and whatnot were there talking about it, and obviously Warren Buffett for some reason does not believe in Bitcoin. I haven't really seen him say much about blockchain or done much research just to see what he says about blockchain technology itself. Remember guys, blockchain is like the internet, and Bitcoin is like Facebook. You need to have the blockchain for Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency to run, just like you need the internet for Facebook to run. That's the way I like to explain it. Perry says there was an Iran deal that happened, but again, you can the media can really affect the prices of crypto, like we saw with that huge rush last year where Bitcoin was up around $20,000. It was over $22,000 Australian. That was because there was so much hype in the media, and hype drives a lot of this market. Now, since we're talking about ICOs today, hype is going to be a big player in this as well, and there's going to be a few different ways to look at ICOs and invest in ICOs. And we've got one of our members here, Fabian, who's invested a lot into some ICOs. Really took the bull by the horns here and jumped into a bunch of ICOs. So I thought we would go through some of them as an example as well, to see why he picked those ICOs to go with from the basic training we've had here as well. Now, again, with ICOs, an ICO is an initial coin offering, similar to an IPO. It's basically giving you the chance to get invested in the coins before they are released, which means you get a very good price, and often than not, you will also get bonus coins as well for investing. So maybe a 10% investment bonus and so on and so forth. Now, the thing is with ICOs, they are basically business plans. They're pieces of paper that have never been implemented before. It's basically a way for them to do crowdfunding to start to implement their idea. And there have been a lot of dodgy ICOs where people are just trying to make a lot of money, and they do run and they scam people and stuff like that have happened in the past. It's cracked down a lot more now. And what we want to do in this webinar here is, first of all, I want to show you guys good ICOs from bad ICOs, what I personally look at when picking ICOs to invest in, how the process works, how you do get your tokens once it's actually been listed, the things that can affect the actual coin itself in that initial launch stage. looking if we're going to hold the coin for a long time or a short time for like a pump and dump profit in a sense. And really then going from there to looking then how we can then convert that back to our Bitcoin and whatnot. Because again, Bitcoin is always going to be the safest coin to hold. Who here has not bought Bitcoin yet? Put me in the box. You can be honest. You can be honest. It's been a couple of weeks though, but I've been telling you to do it. Me. Okay, so sorry, don't be sorry, guys. Just please jump in and take action. If you're going to do anything at all, just get some Bitcoin. See, it's dropped down here now. The days of us seeing Bitcoin lower than $10,000 are very not many days left, I believe. So Perry's been sick. It sucks when you're sick, but next time, jump on the computer. You could have done it in the time period that we've done this webinar here. Get invested, guys. No excuses. Make it happen, because again, you don't want to say I told you so. Again, when I first started CryptoSuite about 4 weeks ago now, when we launched, Bitcoin was around $6,500. So you can see there's been a dramatic increase there, and it's still so low compared to where it's going to be going, in my personal opinion. We're not going to be seeing it at this price for very long ever again. So moving on from there, let's get started with this today's webinar. So again, ICOs are basically initial coin offerings. Now let's click in here in CryptoSuite. We have an ICO calendar. These are coins that are not yet launched. These are basically business plans to what's happening in the future. So we can see what ICOs are live right now. So let's see what this one's about. Mix. So ICO, original blockchain cryptocurrency developed by Japanese corporation. It contains communication like WhatsApp and WeChat and so forth, which is different apps on your phone, which they say that they're encrypted. But this one here looks like it's going to be using the blockchain, which is a much safer technology. So that's a little chat one there. I'm not going to go ahead and look at that one. That doesn't really interest me. One thing you should check as well here is see which area the ICO is that you're looking at, because it's good to be interested in it unless you've been given a tip off on something that's going on. And that's what I want to mention here as well. I'm working with one of the biggest ICO dealers in the world. 58 out of 60 have over doubled their money to 100x their money. He's 500% his original investment went with ICOs, and you don't see that ever. 500%. That's so 500 times. Like he invests millions of dollars now into ICOs, and it doesn't even bother him. So I'm creating a system inside of here at CryptoSuite where we're going to give you his personal recommendations, and he has a team, a downline of people that basically do all the heavy research for you. So I'm going to be then giving you his recommendations inside of CryptoSuite here. No extra cost, nothing like that. Just an extra value for you guys for being a part of this project. And that's going to be some big winners there. And also we are looking at creating, if you guys are interested, for people that can invest a little bit more money, basically a client pool where this team that I'm talking about, I'm partnering with, will actually be able to take your funds and invest in multiple ICOs for you. You can control all your tokens and everything like that, but they'll be able to do it for you essentially. Again, obviously there's risks in anything, but with a track record of that, it's pretty damn good. So that's just an option I wanted to let you guys know that you will all be given. And let's have a look at something like, let's see what Tutecoin's all about. Tutecoin is building a decentralized peer-to-peer platform called a tutelet that will be providing affordable education to people from any part of the world, which is connected by the internet. Now, the things we should always look at are the team. So who are these team members? And we'll go through that in a minute. The team, let me write this down for you. I'm going to write this down on a piece of paper here. Hold on a second. I'm going to open a document. We're going to make it so you guys can see. I'm going to zoom this in. Hopefully you guys can see that all right. 1, Who is the team? Who's the team behind it, and can they pull off the project? 2. Hype and marketing team. This is another big one. Who is what is there hype around the project? We're gonna Google the project. What funding are they looking for? Who is in their marketing team? And then we can see what other ICOs those marketing teams have worked with, because again, the hype really sells these different types of crypto ICOs. Then we're going to have a look at the white paper, which is essentially the business plan of the project. The white paper basically is going to explain everything of what the project does, how they plan to implement it, what they're looking to achieve, how tokens are run out and sold out to different, how the actual launch strategy is going to work, where they're going to be dispersed, and so on and so forth. And then I guess 4, they're the big ones there that I look at when looking at an ICO, and then I really just look at the concept itself. That kind of falls into the white paper concept. Is it something I believe will be able to make an impact on the world? And you'll see most of these ICOs, huge dreams and goals, and because of that, they can get a lot of funding because there's a lot of believers in the world and there's a lot of money being thrown into this space. Now, what we're going to do, who here would first like to see what a good ICO looks like? I'll show you guys one that I've invested in when it was in the ICO stage and show you where it's at now. And this for me is a long-term hold, because I really believe in the team. I really believe in the project, what they're doing. And I want to show you guys just what a good ICO, and show you after you bought the tokens what steps they should be doing and really prove to their investors that it's a good ICO. Right? Yes, in here. Right? Yes. Yes. It's cool. Lots of people say yes. So I mentioned this on a few times in a few different examples of ICOs that I've been a part of in the past. Now this one here is called WePower, and you guys have heard me talk about it before. Who here has heard me talk about WePower? So, great thing, whenever you type in an ICO or a coin, if you can see here, they've got constant updates in news on different pages, you know they're going to be doing pretty well. Now, unfortunately, with Bitcoin dropping, the whole market reflects on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin drops, ICO prices and different new coins are going to drop as well. This is down to 12.88%. The other day it was at about 17 cents. I think it was even at 18 cents last week. So there's been a big change there. But again, this is a long-term hold. And why? Let me show you what this project does. We'll go here. And again, this is already out of ICO. This is launched. These guys are basically wanting to decentralize the way you get your energy and put energy. Oh, wait, I'm on my document still. Sorry about that. 5, and this is the last thing I want to say. 5, what is the token backed by value-wise? Now, let me just go back over here. Sorry about that, guys. So sometimes going to be confused. So, blockchain technology. WePower, this is the stuff for WePower. What I was just mentioning a second ago here, I'll just go back, is that you can see here there's lots of new information. They're doing a lot of work around it. They made $53 million in their ICO round, which is their funding round. You can see here it's almost at 13 cents, but it's dropped quite a bit because Bitcoin has dropped quite a bit as well, and everything's dependent on what Bitcoin does in most cases. Here, let's go to the website itself, WePower Network. Now, you can check out what they do here, but what they're doing here, this company is based, the value of the token is that they're putting energy into the actual token. So every token is going to be worth so much energy. Now stay with me here. These guys are buying so much land with their investment, and they're creating their own solar renewable energy, green energy around the world. So then what they can do is they can then offer you the energy direct in exchange for your tokens. Your tokens are worth energy. So rather than actually going and buying from your local energy company, which is the monopoly that tells you how much your price is, you can buy it from a renewable source like WePower that in exchange for the tokens, because your tokens are worth however many watts per token. They've got the infrastructure, they're creating the power, and so on and so forth. Another example of this is like here at my house here in Australia, we have solar panels. If we create more energy than what we use, we sell the actual power back to our energy company. They decide how much it is that our actual energy is worth. In this case here, we could sell it back to WePower, or more importantly, to another user directly who is using WePower in exchange for their tokens. So say for then I have a month where I use a lot more power, I have extra tokens there that I can use, and I'm going to be getting a better deal without a third-party monopoly telling me how much money my energy is going to be worth. Right number one, if that makes sense in the box. Right number two, if that doesn't make sense to you guys. Got someone, mainly people say one here. And people say, is WePower still a good buy? Personally, for me, I think it is still a good buy. This is the thing with ICOs you should really realize as well. When the ICO launches, it'll often depend, the initial success will depend on what is happening in the market. WePower launched at an unfortunate time when they actually, when Bitcoin was dropping hard. So everyone that invested there has like 500 Ethereum or whatever it might be, or 100 Ethereum or 50 Ethereum, because these ICOs often get funded with Ethereum. What happened then is that price then dropped, which then dropped the whole market cap of what they were trying to fund and whatnot. But now it's been growing back. It's slowly recovering. If you picked it up now, you would be getting it cheaper than what it was when it launched. I think it launched at 14 cents. And they've just been put on a Binance, on KuCoin, a few other big exchanges. And that's something that I write here as well. I'm just going to jump over here again for a second so you guys can see this. Is look what exchanges the coin will be on. That's a really big thing, because again, if a coin, sorry, my phone's ringing. If a coin is on an exchange that no one's heard of, then it makes it a lot harder for people to then get up and actually involved in that coin, because they have to sign up for another exchange because people are lazy. People want to be on, people want their new coins to be on really big power player exchanges like Coinbase, like Binance, and so on and so forth. Now, WePower didn't get onto Binance for a couple of, maybe for about 2 months, 3 months after it launched. It got voted to be on there, came second, and then it didn't actually get put on there, unfortunately. But then they are on there now. And to be on Binance, by the way, Binance is the world's biggest crypto exchange, which only exchanges in crypto. They are now on there right now. And if you want to be on there, I think it costs around $2 million to be listed there, which is pretty crazy. And just to show you guys that I am invested, because again, I can tell you guys all of this. I want to show you here in this account. I've got my one of my Binance accounts up here. I want to show you here right now that I've got, how much here? 766,000. So my phone keeps ringing. 766,000 WePower tokens here, which has a value roughly of 10.7 Bitcoin, which is around $100,000 US, just in this one coin itself. Because I've seen what these guys are doing. If these guys actually go out and just dominate the market, and it changes the way energy is used and taken around the world, that number is going, like, imagine about 100x. Let's just put that out there. And the chances of that obviously are very, very, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I like to think about numbers. 100,000 times 100. So what's that? 100,000, $10 million from just doing like that. And that's happened. But this stuff happens all the time. Now, again, so that's the one thing I want you guys to focus on. When you're looking at ICOs, you want to be looking at ICOs that are backed by something of actual value. There's value here because a lot of these aren't. A lot of these coins don't actually have value behind them. Let me show you an example of a bad ICO now. Rare ICO token. I did an example of this in the video and it was horrible. Rare token. Interesting to see how it goes with rare token. I found it in here. Yeah, someone found it too. Let's just go past. And going into the past ones is a really good way as to see how they're going as well, because then you can see which ones did well, which ones didn't, and start to make an idea for yourself of where you can pick out the marketing, how they've marketed themselves since, did they reach their market cap that they wanted to. I really want to show you guys this one, rare token. Let me see if it could be this one here. See, this is ridiculous. This is an example of an absolutely horrible ICO. And it's got 6 days left, which is ridiculous. So, well, this is my personal opinion. Again, it might go crazy. Who here hasn't seen this before? Write me if you haven't seen this before. Okay, cool. A lot of you haven't seen this. So I did a video of this, it's in the tutorial section, but let's run over it quickly here. This is an example of a bad ICO. So you can see here, they said, what is rare token? It's a token that has very rare supply, just like gold, is what they're saying. Rare tokens limited to 20,000 tokens, each giving 2 decimal places only, blah, 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 blah. Makes it very rare because it's a scarce token. So they're just saying that this is valuable because they're only releasing 20,000 of them. I was like, okay, what else does it do? What can I do with it? And this is what it says. Like, it's a store of value. So's putting my money in a bloody jar, or so's buying Bitcoin. It's a great investment. Why? Because they say it's a limited supply. Exchange. And it says exchange, because as rare token gets listed on the major crypto exchanges, you'll have the opportunity to trade rare for other tokens. So they're basically trying to say you can then get rid of your rare token for other people's tokens and invest money in them, not you. And it doesn't even say what exchanges they're on. They're just hoping it's going to be their security. It's on the Ethereum blockchain, which is backed by security. Most tokens and new coins are on the Ethereum blockchain. We can talk a bit about that later. They say it's collectible, even though it's very intangible. They say its value will appreciate in the future. I don't think they're even allowed to say that because they do not know what will happen in the future. Let's have a look at the white paper. Again, this is the business plan. Here, rare token is in very rare supply. Blah, 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 tokens. What's good about the token? It's just ridiculous. And that's how short the white paper is of everything about it. It's just absolute crap in my personal opinion. But in saying that, I have seen an iPhone app, I think it was called Jewel, and they released 10 copies of it when the iPhone first came out on the App Store for like $10,000 each, or it was called Millionaire or something, and you had to pay 10 grand or $1 million, and there was only 10 copies. So then all these rich guys could then show their friends that they've got this app of this shiny jewel that did nothing, and they've got 1 of 10 copies of it. You tell me. The world is pretty crazy, but in terms of value, this is one to say, this is one I would stay away from. William here says it's the same as Bitcoin's original premise. I guess we're trying to say that they're releasing a token that's decentralized and tradable and whatnot. Yes, then that's what Bitcoin did, but they're not. But Bitcoin, in my opinion, was made and has been made and has become the market leader in the field because it is used for actual day-to-day trading and has got the actual #1 spot for actual trading in that for goods and services, I guess. So that's a bad one there. So let's go to one that I've just finished with called Luckbox, and I'm waiting for this to launch. Unfortunately, again, though, for me, this is an example being transparent here. When I invested in this, the market was stronger. Now the market has dropped a little bit, which is often good for you. It's great for you guys to get in low, because when prices are low, they're going to increase a lot more in future. This is one here for sports betting. You can basically then what this team is doing, it's allowing you to it's decentralizing betting and gambling on esports, which is essentially video gaming. Video gaming is a huge market now, professional video gaming. And what they're not only allowing you to invest and I guess bet on these different players. The blockchain is a lot more than that. The blockchain allows you can set up systems on there so you can view and stream these events live through the blockchain completely anonymously with 100% security, without retargeting ads and without thousands of people finding information out and whatnot. There's a lot that these guys are doing here. Now, I want to show you guys the team here. This is a really good ICO page. The team, if you go through the team here, they've got some really big players here that have done a lot of things. And this is the type of thing you should be looking for in any ICO. Really nice like that. The marketing team, so the marketing team, the people that are actually in the industry in esports. So there's a good market mix there. You can see the tech team, they really provide everything. The advisors are really powerful as well, because a lot of the time, the advisors are what gets the big money invested into the ICO. So I think there was another one that had one of the guys from Shark Tank. I forget his name, the guy that owns the basketball team. Always forget his name, but big investor. Someone will write it in the comments, I'm sure. But guys like this, Paul Redeye, Chandler. Now, if you know esports or you watch any type of streaming, you'll see that this guy is the world's biggest influencer and host in esports. He's absolutely loved. And for him to get behind something, it's going to get everyone that knows him behind something. This is essentially celebrity endorsement. Mark Cuban, yeah, correct. Mark Cuban gets behind a lot of ICOs. I think he might be behind this one as well. He might be somewhere to have to do with this one. It was one of them I was looking at recently. But you can see these guys have a very strong team of advisors, which is basically celebrity endorsement. That's going to create hype. You got guys from Google here, blockchain entrepreneurs, crypto experts. They've got a lot of teams here, and a lot of the time the advisors actually become a part of the actual tech teams or the marketing teams directly, and it really hopefully goes off to the hiring now for people to be a part of this. Now this, I believe, is going to be a strong ICO. I think it's going to go well. They've got a great team behind it. Unfortunately, though, we're down from the initial investment, but again, it's a good time for you guys to get invested in ICOs when the market is down as well. If you can catch it up on the rise, yeah, you're going to be laughing for very much. But that's another example of a good ICO there. So back to CryptoSuite. To find these new ICOs, we're going to go to ICO calendar. Now let's have a look. I'll have a look at the ones that are live now and see what their funding's at. Let's see something. Something that might interest me. And you kind of want to believe in the idea as well to some extent. Even if you're just trying to make money, which I know a lot of us are, we need to believe that the idea or concept is something that people are going to be excited about. So here's a payment platform, another one for esports. There's a lot of esports ones coming out. So let's see what these guys have compared to Luckbox. Dream Team Token, the website isn't here. We try to pull the information of everything we can into CryptoSuite. You'll see that some sites have it, some don't. So we would come here. These guys have made about $10 million in their initial investment, and then they've still want to get up to $21 million. So this one has 9 days before phase 2 ends. There could be a few more phases. And this is talking about the same thing, the problem, how many players, teams, so on and so forth. tells you the reasons behind it. Kind of similar to the other site. I want to see. Just going to read a bit about this here. So yeah, let me just try to see exactly what they're doing here. So I'm trying to say this, I'm just trying to find out what this token actually does. So it's got the roadmap of what they're going to be doing. Let's have a look at the team here. So you can see they're showing their team, and you can see that, let's have a look at the complete advisory list. And this is the information you guys will be doing. You'll be coming in here and checking this stuff out. It's a lot of information about esports, but I just want to know about the team and get straight to the point of it, you know. And what I would then do to see even further, I go up here and have a look at the white paper itself, see what the white paper talks about. Let's have a look at the abstract. What does the token do? First of all-in-one structure platform for competitive gaming and payment gateway for esports. We are acting as a secured payment gateway, ensuring mutual trust and delivery by creating basis for a solid economy of esports. And by offering an all-in-one network, interconnecting all parts of the esports system under one roof, our goal is to make esports accessible to everyone, willing to join and complete. So I guess what I would then want to know is what the all-in-one system is, how it differentiates to things like Luckbox, and I don't think the advisory and whatnot looks as great as this one here, because we'll often find there'll be a lot of people, as soon as one ICO comes out that does really well, there'll be other ones that are going to try and mimic it, try to do things better, just like business in real life, just like Facebook took over MySpace, you know what I mean? Just like McDonald's destroyed the local guy in the corner. It's just the way the world works, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just you need to be aware of it, and you can catch some trends while doing that. Now, again, this webinar is purely about showing you guys the process of what I then do while going through this. We're not going to be picking winners right now because I like to do a bit more research, and it's in like 45 minutes. I don't want to give anything away there, but I've got some recommendations of coins to look at. I'll give you guys in just a bit as well. But this is the process. You want to come to one of these sites. Let's go back to this Dream Token site. Dream Token. So you would come here, you would look at the actual content of what the actual tool offers. You would then want to have a look at the advisors, the marketing team. Do you believe they actually have what it takes? Alexander, we can go have a look at his LinkedIn. Going to their LinkedIn is a great way to find out more about that person in general. You can often even message them directly in here, so you can then get more information about them. Have any questions about the token before you invest? They usually are pretty good at responding. So he's got a good history here in online gaming. So not a bad guy, but here's the CEO and founder versus, let's have a look at who the CEO and founder is for Luckbox. So he's done a lot of things for Sony, for a lot of different places as well. So Lars, let me see if I can find his LinkedIn, because again, it's a good idea to do a bit of research. They might not always provide it. It's nicer when they do. It gives you a bit more transparency and whatnot. Or it might be on Facebook. Or he might not use it, you know, but he seems here. He he's been doing Luckbox for over a year now. And again, I don't know when this one idea actually started for him, but if it was a year and 2 months ago, $53 million investment in that pretty much that time is pretty damn insane. If that's how much it was, I forget how much they've actually got for their actual investment here. Oh, sorry, that was WePower, $53 million. Now again, you'll see with sites like WePower, and then we'll go through some of Fabian's ICOs here. You can see here they're active all the time. So this is what you want to look for when you're investing and thinking of doing a long-term hold versus short-term hold. Yes, you might double your money. If you're happy with doubling your money, take the money once you've doubled it. If you really believe in the project itself, then make sure they're doing updates like this. Make sure they're constantly sharing what's happening in the industry. Make sure they're getting on new exchanges. Luckbox, for example, I know when they launch, within a week of launching, they're going to be put on Binance because of a deal they have, an inside deal, because they're friends inside of that. That's instantly going to increase the cost of Luckbox because it's on Binance, and meaning hundreds of thousands of new people can trade that coin. It means whatever exchange they're on is going to really affect how the coin goes, and the newer exchanges they get added to. So say a coin's really cheap, it gets added to Binance, it's going to go up in price because more people can trade it, more people know about it, more people are excited about it. So let's go through some of Fabian's investments here that he's done. So there's one I was looking at before that I really liked the look of. Blockchain just entered the real world, the most exciting cryptocurrencies since Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this one, I haven't looked at this one yet. Let's see what it does.
Cryptocurrency smart contracts automatically execute contractual obligations, cutting out the middleman. These smart contracts have one downside. There's no single authoritative and decentralized way to execute a contract based on locational data. For example, there's no way to create a smart contract that allows for payment on delivery for e-commerce orders. The XYO network is meant to solve this problem. It's an ecosystem of devices which communicate with one another to create an unalterable history of interactions and locations stored on a blockchain. A user can independently verify that an item tracked using the XYO network was in a defined place at a specific point in time. Since XYO network devices talk to each other, every user augments the other. A delivery driver can help find your lost bike, or your parked car can help confirm your neighbor's package arrival. Users are rewarded with XYO tokens whenever data they provide is used to help another user track or locate an item. Thanks to a unique proof of origin algorithm, the provided data is always valid and up to date. The XYO network, bringing the blockchain to...
So, what do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Could you hear that, by the way? Could you hear that video? If you're going to hear the video, I'll kind of explain it. Oh yeah, cool, you guys could hear it. Pretty crazy and unique concept, right? That's what's so exciting about this ICO world, that these guys have such huge ideas that can change the world. People don't, and this is why you guys are so lucky as well, because this is all because of the blockchain that these things are able to be I guess made into an idea, but they can't actually be implemented if it is executed the right way. Now, these are just in business plan stages again, but because of the blockchain, that's why it's so much more powerful than just Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just a cryptocurrency, but the blockchain is so powerful, and because you guys understand that or are starting to understand that, you guys are in the perfect place for some pretty crazy things to happen over the coming years, because things like this open up doors that have never been able to happen before. Ginger says, but I don't want to be tracked geographically. Bye freedom. Ginger, I'm pretty sure you would most definitely already be being tracked by one app or another somewhere. Find My Phone. Your mainly your mobile devices, your computer, if you allow location settings anywhere, it'll know that completely. And more so, a lot of people, well, at least with things like this that are decentralized, no third parties can get involved and know your information. And you would have to allow it if that's something you'd want to do here. And Ginger says, I don't have a cell phone. Everything is wired. Well, that makes complete sense. Then they won't be able to track your mobile if you don't have a mobile. But if you're on a computer, things like PayPal. If you buy anything with PayPal, 600 parties know that you've just bought that thing on PayPal. If you sign for a document with Australia with your postage, they're going to know what time you sign that thing, where you are. Then it's turning into one of those crazy worlds, unfortunately. Even if you use your home phone, people will know what time you did that phone call. I'm sure there's market research for everything. It sucks the way it works. But at least crypto is taking that back and putting a lot of that privacy and power back into your own hands. So let's look at this ICO here. It's been in the news, so that looks good. Featured in some of the ICO pages here. I would like to see how it was featured in Yahoo and how it was featured in these different sites. Because often what you can do is, I can do a thing on, if you often see people with their Facebook page saying featured in CNN, featured in Fox, featured in whatever. The way people do that is they can get these bloggers that will just go out and post a blog on these different websites, or on the CNN website, on the Yahoo website and whatnot. And then they add that little badge in there saying you've been featured on there. But what type of feature was it? Was it a major story? Was it a major article that Yahoo posted? Or was it a blog that someone just created on there to use that there? But this all looks pretty legit so far. So they've got 10 days here. Now let's go up. It doesn't have much information about the advisors. Let me see. We've got a Telegram group, which is always good, where you can answer things. I want to find the white paper, as I said. And I want to know how much it has been funded. And they're trying to say that after its token sale ends, all unsold will be burned forever. They've got a green paper. I want to find the team here. They've got this website quite strangely set up. Oh, here's the white paper. So then I can do the research here. I'm not sure if I liked how he's comparing himself to Elon Musk, but it shows he's been in the industry a long time. So if I was looking to invest a lot, I would maybe go PR. So I would probably even go to Kerry's PR page and see what she's been doing to get this actual ICO into the PR world, what she has done for it. Now this is called XYO token. Let's have a look at the white paper. So I will go through this and see if it's something I believe in, see if it's something that I wanted to do. XYO token. I want to see what news and there's some different review sites. It looks like it's also one here, XYO Oracle review. Cool. So I can't see too much news yet, or maybe because they're still in the funding round, but I would go through their Facebook page. Let's see if they've got that here. What else do they've got? They've got the documents for different things, red papers. Is their Facebook. Let's see if they're posting regularly on Facebook. You want to, because these businesses are getting millions of dollars, you want to make sure that they're doing, see 12 hours ago, good, May 7th. So that's what. So they're regularly posting, which is great. But you want to make sure they're posting about their project as well, not just about general content. But it's good that they're active. It shows that they're there. They're not hiding, because a lot of these ICOs, they'll try to make money, then they'll just hide and whatever. That's one there. Let's go through a couple more quickly here. There's one that I did like the look of that he got into. What Thinkcoin, what's it? Multi-asset trading on the blockchain. Adrian invested in this one. I think Fabian did as well. Online brokers trading by connecting retailers with the markets. It's also a network of intermediaries. Blockchain is now making things obsolete. Yeah, that's kind of what Bitcoin does. So what does this do? Decades of financial award-winning experiences, blah, blah, blah. So this is similar, I guess, to what Bitcoin does, just from reading it. Bitcoin allows you to trade it with any financial asset instantly without intermediaries. Maybe there's less fees with this or something like that, or it could be faster. Every content is verifiable. Think of a new era global Bitcoin. Let's sort the white paper is really quickly. And you can see here that they have a 22% discount in the pre-ICO stage. Bitcoin. This one, I have to do a bit more research to really see why people would use this over Bitcoin itself. I'm sure Fabian will have answers to that. The one I really liked, though, there was one, I think there was a few I had up here. I thought trade gold certificates. There's been a few gold ones where you can trade. It puts crypto as gold, I guess. I don't know if that's what this one does. I'm going to go through these for you afterwards as well, Fabian. But this here, I think it looks like this coin is backed on gold. It's searching gold mines to be financed primarily, but not limited to do this. So then I guess if they're funding this and then they're giving you tokens, and then when they find gold, you can then get your part of that token is a valued at actual gold, which you can then trade for gold, I guess, or you could trade that value of gold into money or different cryptocurrencies itself. I have seen gold ones before. I just need to know, you would want to go through the white paper, the ICO, the team. Let's see who the team is behind this quickly. There's a top developer, he says, incubator. So you can go through the team members here, do the exact same things what I did before, see if they've got the power and obviously the hype that they can bring to this tool. So let's see what Carter coin. So the Carter coin, I think I spelled it wrong. Carter. Carter coin. I think I spelled it wrong again. Sorry, guys. Bit sleepy today. You can type in Karate Coin review and see what people say about it. Often these token review sites can be biased if the site has an invested interest and whatnot, which is why I'm putting together the team where there's no invested interest. We just pick really good ones that are good. But these are good sites sometimes to check out what's going on. But realize that these review sites are often affiliate sites. They'll then get a kickback if you do then buy through them. But it's a good way to get good reviews from other people that break it down simply for you. So there, it doesn't really tell me much about the team there. This looks like a marketing thing for there. Not good. Like the concept's great. It just depends on the funding. How much funding do they have so far? And that's what I like to do. I don't invest straight away into an ICO until I see that there's some funding happening there. And I like when they display it for you, so it's is transparent, because that's a big thing about crypto in general, is transparency. But the one I did like, was it this one? There was a virtual reality one that these guys had. This one I thought was a really cool idea. It's called Keek VR token sale. So Celebrity Corncast and smart virtual reality tokens. So this is going to be an app that runs on the blockchain. There's a sale in progress now. I might even throw some money into this. Again, I haven't done my full research yet, so I'm not going to say yes or no to this one yet, but I'm going to go into it. I know Fabian's jumped into this one, and I think it looks like a really cool one. So you can see here the different stages. Pre-sale week 1, 15 cents. Week 2 is 50 cents, then it goes to 25 cents. But you get bonuses when you invest at these different parts. This is through their public sale here in their public pre-sale. Often with ICOs, there's a private pre-sale where you can get bonuses of 50%. So you put 100 grand in, you get 50 grand extra bonus, which will get released to you every single month over a year or something. So you don't just pump and dump it. Their deals as well that I've got organized coming for you guys when I do the recommendations. But again, I want you guys to understand this process. So then when I go, here you go, you can then do your own research. Even though you can trust that I've done it and whatnot, I want you guys to learn and understand how this works because it'll help you in many, many ways. So what this concept is it's going to be a coin where you then can, it's a software and hardware business where basically they're integrating this virtual reality headset with some of these partners like Universal, T-Mobile, Apple. When you got partners like that, you know it's going to be a legitimate concept as well. And the VR is going to basically, you're going to wear it over your head and you can have access to a virtual reality world and then attend concerts through the actual headset. So this is just a general experience of what the VR can do. And obviously this will get developed more and more and more. But you can then attend concerts, let's say here, immersive VR experience of virtuality, and you can walk around the city. You can basically have your own world where you can then attend concerts. You can spend your money on tokens and on in virtual reality buys and whatnot. What's another thing here? You can watch live performances as they are live, as if you were there, right in front of them, and really immerse yourself in that experience. It's kind of reminds me of that movie that I just watched recently. I forget what it was called. Some of you guys might have seen it. Someone says Seek is showing a phishing site, so I would go to Seek token. That could be and that could be a good thing I just read there as well. Let me just see, hold on. This could be a cool one you might pull up. Now this does look like a legitimate page here, but someone has said that this actually is a phishing site, seek.im, whereas seek.io is what comes up in Google. So that could be a very good thing that someone might have pulled out there, is that often there could be scammers out there creating sites similar, so you invest money with them when really it's not the actual site itself. So what I would then do here is I would get in contact with these guys here. Let's see where these social pages link. Does this one have social pages connected to it? Yes, it could just be simply another link they've added and created. So links to the same social pages. That it could be interesting. This could be the pre-ICO, and this could be their standard page as well. So let me go. Or what we could even do is go into CryptoSuite and type in Seek, because that will then bring me to the actual legitimate page, because we pull from legitimate sites this information. So what does it say? Maybe it's not in the Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's already gone. Listen to find if it's already been done. No. CryptoSuite. Fabian, if you're there, let me know if this one's closed for you or not. We'll wrap. I want to give you guys 2 recommendations before we wrap today's ones up. Because again, you want to be. I'll give you guys a wrap up plan as well. Let me go upcoming. Yeah, I'll find out afterwards where it is for you guys and write it in the group. But essentially, I'm going to pull this out, pull out one of my contacts information really quickly. Because I want to give you guys 2 coins that my friend said are a good, where's Telegram? I'm just going to get it up on my phone here. Telegram, sorry guys, just give me 1 second. And Telegram's an app that a lot of people use in the crypto world because it is an encrypted app. So Nano and WAN, so let's go. I'm going to post these 2 coins here in the group. Well, actually, what you can do is go into CryptoSuite. It's probably going to be easier. Is go to crypto markets, and we're going to look for Nano. And I'm going to add this to the favorites just to see what happens. But my friend, this is one of my big crypto buddies who has probably over $50 million in crypto, said, he goes, that Nano and one chain, which is another big one, crypto markets. And these are for long holds. These are the ones that you'll buy for a long hold and invest in, which might mean 3 to 5 years. But again, when you're taking profits, you take profits when you are at a number you are happy with. And don't worry if it goes up or down afterwards. You can't tell the future. You need to be aware with where it's there. So I'm going to watch and see what happens with these 2. Because, and my friend said, even though that these 2 are up a lot, these altcoins are getting smashed up today. Definitely a good buy if the price keeps dropping. So let's look over the past 7 days. It is dropping. So that's a recommendation from one of my good friends. What we're going to be doing in this group here, we're going to be adding into the ICO calendar our actual recommendations. I've almost got that deal sorted with my friend that has the 58 out of 60 record of over doubling to 100xing ICOs there. The area you want to, I should keep on forgetting to go back to this screen. What I did was I went to crypto markets and CryptoSuite. I typed in one chain, and then I clicked on one chain, and then I added it to the favorites here. So now whenever I go back to my home page, I can check that favorite coin down here along with Nano as well. So back over here really quickly. This is what you want to look for. Go through new and upcoming ICOs. Have a look at the team. Who is a part of the team? Look at their LinkedIn. Do they have the ability to pull it off? Look at the actual social media pages. Then Google the actual name of the ICO and see if there is any hype around it. See what people are talking about. How many likes they have on their social media pages. How much funding have they already got for that ICO? Is their marketing team looking, does it all look legit? Do they have the experience, or are they trying to pull in different words of other people's legitimacy to try to make it their own? So, like example, Jonathan worked for some marketing company for 10 years, but what does that show for the industry they're in? Have a look at their white paper. Make sure they have a white paper. If sites don't have a white paper, don't even bother with the actual ICO at all. Most importantly, in my eyes as well, along with hype, is concept. What is the concept backed upon? Initially, when ICOs came out, everyone was throwing money at everything. Now, people are a lot smarter. It comes down to the concept. What is it backed upon? Is it going to make a difference in the world? Is there actual competitors? For example, WePower, there's another one called Power Ledger that's a competitor. What's different? What's happening in the marketplace? And also, when are you going to buy? So buy when it's low, sell when it's high, as I always say. And finally, look what exchanges the coins are going to be out on. Now, this is how this is how it gets rolled out. One, you invest in the ICO. Once you've invested in the ICO, you're going to have to wait till the ICO closes, which means all the funds are done, all the rounds of funding are finished. Then what they will do is oh, sorry, I've got to answer this really quickly. So meant to be at a meeting 10 minutes ago, it doesn't matter. You guys are way more important. Once the ICO closes, the team will put together everything that they need to be done. When you sign up for the invest in the ICO, you'll give them your wallet number. Usually, you'll give them your wallet number. So then, tokens and bonus tokens will get sent out by the ICO. The ICO might wait and change the date of the release of it depending on how the market is going. For example, with Luckbox, they've been saying this week for the past couple of weeks because they want us to get the most value for our investment when they release the tokens. Because again, we did invest, for my example, I invested when it was much higher. It's now much, the market dropped a bit. So they're waiting for the prime time, but obviously it has to be reasonable because people want their tokens and project and whatnot. But they will handle all of that. You can message them. Most of these ICO companies are very, very good with support. Make sure there's a support team on the advisory board and whatnot. Then see what exchange it's on and future exchange plans. Because again, you might invest in a crypto that's on one exchange initially, but they could be on Binance in a few weeks, which could triple their actual the cost of the actual price of the token, and you can throw extra money that quickly. It's pretty crazy what can happen in this space, and especially if one country or one celebrity or one anything endorses it, it can go crazy. Now, again, there's a short hold. So think of what money you want to make. Say you want to double your money or triple your money. That's when you want to get in and get out as soon as it hits that number and be happy that you've done that. And then the long hold is because you really believe in that project and you think over the next 3 to 5 years, that's what I mean by long, I don't mean 50 years, 3 to 5 years, there's going to be some significant actual improvements and implementation of these business plans. Because again, all of these ICOs are just business plans right now, looking to make a difference in the world. Like any business, 99% fail, but when there's hype in the market, when people are believing, when ICOs are making $20 to $50 million every single week, multiple of them are just launching millions. It's the market to be in right now. You just need to do your due diligence. I'm going to go through the ones Fabian's invested a bit more and do a video of that as well and put that in the group, Facebook group, and in the members area as well. But I hope I made things a little bit clearer as well. This webinar has been recorded. Write the number 7 in the box if you've learned more about ICOs here and you feel a bit more comfortable doing this right now. The right number 7 in the box. Cool. So it makes it a bit clearer for you guys. I'm happy that worked there for you all. And Jill, yes, there is a CryptoSuite affiliate platform. If you guys want to sell CryptoSuite to anyone, I'll give you guys 50% commissions for every sale that you do. All you need to do is go to cryptosuite.com/JV and you can sign up for an affiliate there. And the replay will be out today. That'll all be sorted. I appreciate you all so much for being here today. It did go longer than the half an hour that I wanted it to. It's gone for over an hour. So I apologize for anyone's time that I've missed up here, but I will see you guys next week. I will put this in the group today. I will go over Fabian's ICOs again to really get in a bit deeper for you guys. Have a look at the ICOs. what I recommend doing as well is getting into CryptoSuite and have a look as well at the past ICOs here. So again, we're going to go ICO calendar. We're going to go past ICOs and go through these past ICOs and see how they are going in the marketplace right now, which ones are going good, which ones are going bad, and why that has happened. This one closed 9 minutes ago, so that could be a good one. A lot of these are just closing right now. So you can see what happens there. But do your research, and again, I'm going to come in with all the research done for you as well. But I like you guys understanding what is happening in the world and in the space rather than me just telling you, because you get a lot more excited and invested and you learn a lot, and then everyone wins. All right, so I'll see you guys in next week's webinar. I'll see you in the group and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Thank you guys. Bye.